It was supposed to be a fun night, just a group of friends headed to a party. Instead, one of them didn't make it home. This is what happened to Kaylin. One night, a group of friends are driving through the countryside in an SUV, heading to a party. They're somewhere deep in upstate New York, with no lights around and zero cell reception. There's another car and a motorcycle following behind, all part of the same group. As they keep driving, the road starts to change. Pavement turns into gravel, then dirt. The deeper they go, the more lost they feel. It hits them, they've got no idea where they are. But up ahead, they spot a house. Someone says maybe this is it. So they turn onto the long dirt driveway, thinking it might be their friend's place. But as they get closer, they realize this isn't the right house. So they quickly turn around to leave. That's when it happens. Suddenly, a loud crack rings out. One of the friends yells, "Someone's coming after us." The driver slams the gas and takes off. Then another loud noise, the back window shatters. Everyone starts screaming. The driver yells, "Is everyone okay?" And one by one, they all say yes. Except for the girl in the front passenger seat. Her name is Kaylin. The driver calls her name again, Kaylin. But she stays silent. That's when they see it, Kaylin's been hurt near the shoulder. Now who did this? To answer that, let's talk about a man named Kevin. He's 65 years old and not exactly known for being friendly. Neighbors say he's cranky, short-tempered, the kind of guy who shouts at dogs and tailgates slow drivers. That night, Kevin was asleep next to his wife when a loud sound woke him up. It was probably the motorcycle. He bolts upright, irritated. Kevin doesn't like being disturbed, and when he hears the rumble outside, he snaps. Kevin keeps an object next to his bed, something he usually uses to scare off squirrels and other animals. So he grabs it and heads out to the front porch. He sees headlights in his driveway, an SUV, a car, and a motorcycle. People he doesn't recognize, and they're leaving. But Kevin is very protective of his land. And without thinking, he raises the object and lets one off. The second sound breaks through the SUV's rear window and strikes Kaylin. Her boyfriend, the one driving, realizes something's horribly wrong. They try to call for help, but there's no signal out there. So they just drive. Nearly 5 miles down the road, they finally get reception and call. But by then, it's too late. Kaylin doesn't make it. Back at Kevin's house, he starts to panic. He realizes he might have seriously hurt someone. So first, he wipes his fingerprints off his weapon. Then he collects and hides the pieces left behind. Not really a solid plan, but it's what he does. Soon, police show up and knock on the door. Kevin's hiding inside, and instead of answering the door, he calls 911 on the police. He tells the operator, "I wish they'd go away so I can go back to bed." This turns into a full-on standoff. Police surround the place. They're not going anywhere. Kevin stays holed up for over an hour. Eventually, he comes out and surrenders. And so officers start asking him questions.
What happened up here tonight? Nothing that I know of. No, I was sound asleep.
Kevin tries to explain what happened, but the story doesn't hold up. So they take him in. Here's his booking photo.
Police say a man shot and killed a 20-year-old woman who was in a car that accidentally pulled into his driveway. Tonight, he is charged with murder.
There's no question he was responsible. But the question is, will he face time for it? He goes to trial. And in court, he gives a brand new version of the story. He says it was just a normal night. He was in bed. Then a noise wakes him up. Thinking it's a motorcycle gang, he grabs his weapon. He's convinced it's a break-in. He tells his wife to hide in the closet while he goes out to protect them. Outside, he says he let off a warning into the air. The group starts to leave. But then, according to him, something unexpected happens. There's a nail sticking up from his porch and he trips over it. As he falls, the weapon goes off again. That second noise is what strikes Kaylin. So his whole defense, that it was an accident. But the judge isn't buying it.
It's obvious to me that you feel justified. You don't take any responsibility for the outcome of your actions. You just don't get it. The first thing you do on the witness stand when you come up here and testify is you made a joke to the jury. You senselessly took the life of Kaylin Gillis, and you have the gall to sit here and talk about how you plan to finish up the work on your house and race motocross in the future. You don't deserve that. What would make you think that you deserve those things? Any remorse you have isn't for the harm you've caused. The only regret you have is that you're finally facing the consequences for your actions. You murdered Kaylin Gillis, you shot at a car full of people, and you didn't care what would happen, and you repeatedly lied about it. You deserve to spend the maximum time in prison allowable under our law. And I don't make this decision because it's easy. I make it because it's what's deserved. I make it because it's what's just.
The jury finds Kevin guilty, and the judge hands down his sentence.
So as to the conviction of murder in the second degree, I sentence you to a term of 25 years to life in prison.
So Kevin is sentenced to 25 years to life. As he's led out of the courtroom, people watching let out sigh of relief.
Bye, Kevin. Bye, Kevin.